Darklings, it's been a little while since I've done one of these, but here is Sketchbook Show and Tell number 9. So this is from the 5th of December 2015 to the 13th of June 2016. I have a almost invisible sketch from Crimson Peak when I saw Krampus when that came out. A nice little ballpoint doodle that was fun, and I don't know how I did it. Bunch of random things, as is usual in my sketchbooks. This was when I was initially trying to plan out what would be my forearm tattoo that didn't actually happen. Don't know what this was supposed to be. So this actually did end up turning into this later on. But my sketchbooks are filled with a lot of either ideas, things I think are funny, things I think are inspiring. And here's the rough sketch of what would later become this. So it's weird to think that this tattoo is more than 3 years old. I was initially going to try and do something based off of the Morrigan and off of Celtic mythology and the Green Man, and I ended up doing something quite different a while later. But I was also playing around with Egyptian mythology, and then I decided I don't need to do that. I already have some incredibly blown up finger tattoos that dedicate some of that. At the time that I was working on this, I was reading Deathless by Catherine M. Valente, which is based off of some Russian fairy tales, and it's very, very good. So I attempted a very not good sketch based off of that. It was super, super snowy when I was running errands 2 days before Christmas for my mom when I still lived with her, and I was very frustrated about it. I was thinking about an outfit I wore. I like drawing Bowie's hands. I like drawing feather boys. This is really funny because this is before I started listening to Ghost. Because I didn't know what that was. Based off of a dream, a bunch of different ideas. Some drawing ideas that never really panned out that was based off of I think a dream. I can't really remember, and I was writing out some notes so that I could turn it into a short story that ended up never happening. This was a little bit more of the image concept I was going for, and I still didn't quite get it right. But I definitely have lots of like weird doodles. Like I would do these all the time on like everything when I was younger. Again, mostly things I think are funny or interesting get in here. Little ballpoint Bowie sketch. My friend drew this when we were pretty early in college, which was rather funny. I was initially trying to plan out when I was still painting jackets, like what I would do with them. And I had the original price tags of what they were when they were thrifted, except I haven't really been doing jackets that much lately, primarily due to the fact that I haven't had a lot of demand for them. Trying to sketch out something from an outfit. This is from when I went to Sundance a few years ago. I grew up in Park City and I never went to Sundance ever, but my friend was visiting from Boston. We ended up going out to that for a little bit. Now they were starting to get some more Bowie related stuff because this was around the time that he died, as this goes into January. This is from Seeing Christian Death. And it was not bad, but it wasn't great either. Christian Death isn't the same without Roz Williams, and since that can't happen, you just kind of have to go with what you got. That's why it was $12. This is from seeing the first Deadpool movie. This is still real. This is very early on in my apprenticeship. I was just barely starting to tattoo. So there's not a lot of tattoo sketches in here yet. Weird stuff based off of dreams again. I like drawing Debbie Harry. This is from seeing Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, because I read the book and I wanted to see the movie because I love Pride and Prejudice. I saw someone who looked kind of like this at a show and I thought it was funny, so I had to sketch it out. More stuff from dreams. More stuff from dreams. I can never not love Vincent Price. He's great. I think this was also from a dream over here, but I'm not really sure. Again, from dreams. I don't even know what this is. I think that might have been from Dream 2. This is just trying something out that did not work. From seeing Cloverfield Lane. Fortunately, my friend and I, my coworker, we went to this and we were like way down in the front row, so we were craning our necks in the wrong direction. First time I ordered from Vesper Moth, and I thought it was cute that the little sigil, that the name is escaping me right at this moment. was nice and hand-drawn. From seeing Huntsman Winter's War, which, not that it was a good movie, I enjoyed thoroughly. Nice little pin-up pumpkin-headed girl. From seeing Leather Strip with the Ludovico Technique Tragic Black. Tragic Black is local, and they're friends of mine, but I forgot about that. From seeing Calibres, they're always sweethearts, so it was nice to see them again. From writing out a bunch of movies from Mario Bava and Lamberto Bava that I was going to do Director Spotlight videos on. Still haven't. Drawing Molly Ringwald. I think this is more stuff from Dreams. Seeing Hail Caesar in the theater, which was kind of a random one because a friend of my mom's was supposed to take her and she declined to go, and so I went instead, which was kind of a weird thing, but I like the Coen brothers, so it worked out. Listing Lucio Fulci movies, so I know which ones I've seen and which ones I still need to see. There's several more of these I've actually checked off since I wrote this list. Butte Soup on Instagram is super cute. I liked playing around with the red pencil. So red pencil sketches start showing up in some of these early sketchbooks because that was my introduction around that time. Let's see, from seeing Black Audio. It was really funny with this one because I got tattooed that day, and so I wasn't feeling terribly concert ready and was kind of distracted. Drawing Bowie again, because I do that a lot, because he's very drawable. Trying to plot out some kind of scarab locket necklace I don't understand. Some long quote from Brian Eno. Half-finished sketches. Half-finished ink sketches. That's actually most of what this is like half-finished sketches. Someone that I was online friends with and kept running into at events when I still went to Atlanta. Follow Trini Quinn Artworks. Here, you know what? No one says that you can not draw an old sketchbook still. But anyway, she's a fabulous artist. Florence and the Machine. And I ended up sketching out the layout at the Pepsi Center in Denver. And this was the first time I drove for a concert 8 hours, was to see Florence and the Machine. And it was funny because I saw Chelsea Wolfe the night before, also in Denver. So that was part of the deal. And I can't remember. This was when I was initially planning out what to do with my other finger tattoos. And I don't know if I'm actually going to do that stuff. But I think this was more dream stuff. I'm really not sure. This was a doodle page I did at Florence. And I was just kind of sitting in the bleachers before the show started. And I started doodling on this. And I just kept working on it off and on. Just with the ballpoint. Just when I had the time. Yeah, this one, it's not as drawing heavy, and it took me a long time to get through. This was not one of my better sketchbooks, in my opinion, just because there wasn't as much interesting stuff in here. One of the highlights in here was seeing The Cure. I was so beyond excited to see The Cure. Like, I couldn't believe it, especially because they were sold out, and it was kind of a last-minute ticket. There's some big empty spots in here, because I was starting to get fed up with how long this was taking to fill, and so I was being lazier about drawing in it, and I kind of just wanted to move on to a new sketchbook, which happens sometimes. This is from seeing Late Night Show of Fight Club, which I totally forgot about, from some tarot decks. I think this is actually from the first tarot deck that I got. These were just some extra cards in there, but yeah, there's nothing in there. And I don't know what's back in here. I got a birthday card from my friend when I was 23. And what is this? I don't actually know what this is. This is from someone I ordered something on Etsy from, I think. Yep. Because sometimes I don't want to glue stuff in because it is a little too much, and so I'll stick it at this back flap because I love moleskins. Anyway, not my favorite sketchbook. Definitely doesn't help that like one of my home printed stickers got all melty and gross and wiped off. Doesn't help that Gothic Renaissance is in New York City and I can't really go, and Foxy Loxy is in Savannah, Georgia, and I miss their coffee more than any coffee I've ever had in my life. But I believe the sketchbook before and after this one is a little bit more exciting, but we'll get to them later. Till next time, Darklings.